What's up guys, I'm Caden with Crypto Now or Never and welcome back to another Miggles update. If you enjoy this style of content, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, none of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want.
Okay, now if we just start out by taking a look at Mr. Miggles, you can see that Mr. Miggles is currently sitting at a $37.4 million market cap. So it's had a little bit of a pullback from this previous local high. However, what I would like to point out is that it's not just Miggles. The entire market, especially Ethereum, has pulled back a little bit as well. So naturally, when you see an Ethereum pullback, a lot of other meme coins are going to pull back with it. But what I would like to point out about Ethereum is that it is still holding up incredibly well. I still to this day would not be shocked if this flag does continue to fill out though. Obviously there's no guarantees we could break out right now. But if this flag does continue to fill out, it would give the RSI and stochastics a chance to actually reset. You can see that they have started to reset, but they're still pretty overbought. And then we could potentially get a bounce off of the 21-day moving average as it continues creeping up. But what I think is very interesting about Ethereum and Bitcoin right now is Bitcoin dominance. Exactly what I've been talking about in my previous videos ended up happening. I said I would love to see price action come up here and have a bearish retest off of the 200-day moving average. As of right now, that is exactly what has happened. This is exactly what we've been wanting to see for altcoins. Now, I'm not saying that it can't continue bouncing. Understand it absolutely can. But a bearish retest off the 200-day is very bullish. Now, I will say though, it does not mean that Ethereum and Miggles and the rest of the altcoin market and memecoin market are in the clear yet. The main thing that I'm watching on Ethereum right now is to see if we can get back above this cycle high. You can see that we've been rejected 2 different times off of 4100 and then we came up again and got close to being rejected. That 4100 range is major resistance. I am still going to stand by the fact that yes, we look significantly better. However, we are not in the clear until we break this level. If we can't get above that 41 to 4200 range, then we are not truly bullish. But again, we are absolutely on the right path right now. And if we look at Miggles, it has still had a strong move from the bottom. And again, it's at a $37.5 million market cap. What I love to see about Miggles though is when you compare it to the rest of the base meme coins, especially when you compare it to Doginme and Keycat. I do this in pretty much every single video. So right now you can see that Mr. Miggles still has higher volume than Keycat and barely less volume than Doginme. And from a market cap standpoint, it's barely less than both of them. And both of these have a Coinbase listing. And this is the other reason that I always try and tell you guys that an exchange listing is not everything. Exchange listings are great for building hype and also bringing in volume. However, you need a strong community for it to truly matter, especially in the long term. And the fact that Miggles is basically the same market cap says a lot about this project. I am incredibly bullish on Mr. Miggles. This is absolutely one of my highest conviction plays. When you look at their X account, they're still very active on here, which is awesome. And it seems like they're making new partnerships pretty much every single day. Honestly, you can't ask for much more when you're looking for a meme coin. And you can see right here that Nubcat even made him a picture. But if you guys were paying attention, in my last Miggles video, I talked about this right here. So Coinbase actually posted Mr. Miggles again on July 17th. And they said 1 year ago today, Mr. Miggles became the face of a movement to build a fairer internet for creators. And with yesterday's launch of the new Base app, that movement is stronger than ever. And I highlighted this part because I think it's very important. Stronger than ever. I know a lot of people out there are getting worried that Miggles is never going to get listed on Coinbase or it's never going to explode. And obviously nothing in this market is guaranteed, but why would Coinbase be saying things like stronger than ever? Personally, I think Coinbase loves Mr. Miggles. There's a reason that Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, posted a video with Miggles in the background. He is very aware of what he's doing. Not to mention there's been times in the past where Coinbase has literally commented on Miggles' posts. So I am obviously still very bullish on the idea of Miggles being a top tier base project. I really would not be shocked at all if Miggles eventually someday climbs all the way up to number 1 or 2. That is how much work the team is putting in and the community is very strong. I don't think a lot of people realize that Mr. Miggles used to have a larger community than Toshi, and then Toshi got the Coinbase listing. Wait until Mr. Miggles is on the same playing field as a lot of these other projects. But now I do also quickly want to end with Bitcoin. So when you look at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin is also very interesting. It has been pulling back for quite a bit longer than Ethereum. As you guys saw, Ethereum was just going parabolic. But when you look at Bitcoin, you can see that it's actually currently retesting the 21-day moving average. And in Bitcoin's case, the stochastics are already very oversold and the RSI is starting to get oversold. When you come over here and you look at Ethereum, that's not the case yet. So Bitcoin absolutely looks like it could bounce. And I will say if Bitcoin does bounce, there is a chance that Bitcoin dominance is going to climb yet again. But the main level that we're watching for Bitcoin dominance is the 200-day. We do not want to see this level get broken. But even if it does get broken, we would love to see price action come up here and put in a lower high. We just do not want to see a higher high get put in for Bitcoin dominance. We already got a lower low, which is excellent. So understand all these charts kind of go hand in hand. Right now, we are absolutely rooting for Bitcoin dominance to drop and Ethereum to continue breaking out. and we would love to see Ethereum get back above that 4100 range. But it also probably will not hurt the market if Bitcoin does break out by bouncing off this 21-day. But that's about it for the update today. If you guys are interested in Miggles and you guys are interested in getting into projects super early like Miggles, then I always recommend taking a look at my Discord. When you look through the all-time gainer list, we've hit some massive multipliers. Some of these projects you could have turned $1,000 into over $200,000. So if this is the kind of community that you'd like to be a part of, you can find the link right here on my YouTube homepage. It'd be amazing to see you guys in there with us. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments how you guys are feeling about Mr. Miggles. If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.